You know, for years, I thought waking up several times during the night was just part of getting older. I would fall asleep, and then, like clockwork, 2 hours later, my eyes would pop open. Bathroom time. Then back to bed. And again and again. Some nights it was 3 times, sometimes even 5. I started dreading bedtime because I knew what was coming. Broken sleep, dragging myself out of bed half asleep, stumbling toward the bathroom with stiff legs and blurry eyes. And the worst part? Every morning, I woke up feeling exhausted, like I hadn't slept at all. I kept asking myself, is this really what life after 60 looks like? I thought it was just my bladder getting weaker, but what nobody told me is that something else was quietly happening inside my body. Something that was messing not just with my bladder, but also with my blood sugar. And let me tell you, what I discovered completely surprised me. I realized that my nighttime bathroom trips were not just random. They were connected to my blood sugar, my nerves, my kidneys, even my hormones. Crazy, right? And the solution wasn't some magic pill or expensive treatment. It was much simpler. It was about giving my body the right fuel. Just 5 vitamins. That's it. Once I started focusing on getting enough of them, mainly through real, natural foods, my life started to change. I began sleeping through the night. No more rushing to the bathroom every couple of hours. My mornings became peaceful again. And as a bonus, my blood sugar stabilized in a way I hadn't seen in years. It's not an exaggeration when I say, these 5 vitamins gave me my life back. And today, I'm going to share exactly how they did it for me, and how they can help you too. So stay with me until the end, because it might just change everything for you as well. If you enjoy tips that actually help real people like us, give this video a like. It really supports the channel. Number 5, vitamin E. I'll be honest with you, vitamin E wasn't even on my radar when I started this journey. I always thought of it as that thing for skin because, let's face it, we hear about vitamin E in creams and lotions all the time. But what no one told me is that vitamin E plays a massive role inside our bodies, way beyond the skin. One day, I stumbled on an article that said something like, vitamin E protects your nerves, even the nerves that control your bladder. That stopped me in my tracks. Wait, my bladder has nerves? Of course it does. And if those nerves are irritated, inflamed, or not working properly, it makes total sense why I was constantly running to the bathroom at night. So I dug deeper. Turns out vitamin E is like this powerful little bodyguard. It fights against something called oxidative stress. Basically, the damage that happens inside us as we get older. Think of it like rust forming inside a pipe. Over time, that rust can mess up how your bladder works, how your kidneys filter fluids, and even how your body handles blood sugar. When I realized that, it clicked. No wonder my blood sugar was always acting up. No wonder my bladder couldn't behave. My body was begging for help, and vitamin E was part of the answer. Now, I didn't run to the pharmacy to grab supplements. Nope. I went straight to my kitchen. You'd be surprised how many delicious, everyday foods are packed with vitamin E. Almond became my go-to snack. Just a handful a day. I also added sunflower seeds. They're cheap, tasty, and easy to sprinkle on salads or even eat by the spoonful. Then came avocados. Oh man, I started eating them like crazy. Not only are they creamy and filling, but they're loaded with this powerful vitamin. And don't forget olive oil. I swapped out butter for olive oil in almost everything. Simple changes, big results. What happened next felt like magic, but it wasn't magic. About a week or 2 after adding these foods, I noticed something. I wasn't waking up as much. One night, I slept straight until 5 a.m. without a single bathroom trip. Then another night. Then another. My mornings felt lighter. No more dragging myself out of bed feeling like a zombie. But here's the kicker. When I checked my blood sugar, something I've been monitoring for years, it had improved. Not perfect, but definitely better. It was like my whole body was calming down. Looking back, it's almost crazy to think that something so simple could have such a big impact. I used to believe that these nighttime bathroom runs were just a normal part of aging, something I had to accept. But no, your body doesn't want to suffer. It just needs the right tools. And vitamin E? Oh, it's one of those tools for sure. And the best part, it's tasty, easy, and natural. You don't need fancy pills or expensive products. Just real food, real nutrients. And your body starts remembering how it's supposed to work. Number 4, vitamin C. I always thought vitamin C was just for colds. You know, take some orange juice when you're sick. That's what I grew up hearing. But wow, I had no idea how powerful it actually is, especially when it comes to something like frequent night urination. It turns out vitamin C isn't just about immune support. It plays a huge role in keeping your kidneys, bladder, and even your blood vessels healthy and strong. And when those are working better, guess what? You're not constantly waking up, running to the bathroom every few hours. I remember reading something that really stuck with me. It said, your bladder isn't just a bag. It's a muscle surrounded by tiny blood vessels and nerves. That hit me. Of course, if those blood vessels are weak or inflamed, it affects how the bladder holds liquid. And guess what vitamin C does? It strengthens those blood vessels. It also calms down inflammation, which can quietly irritate the bladder without you even realizing it. No doctor had ever told me that before, but once I learned it, everything started making sense. The best part? You don't need anything fancy to load up on vitamin C. I went straight to the produce section. Oranges? Yep. But also strawberries, which I honestly started loving even more. I began eating them almost every day, either with my breakfast or as a little snack in the afternoon. Bell peppers surprised me, especially the red ones. Did you know they have even more vitamin C than oranges? Crazy, right? I started chopping them into my salads, or even munching them raw with a little hummus. And don't forget kiwi. Small, but man, they're packed with this stuff. And here's the thing. It didn't take long to notice changes. After a couple of weeks of eating more of these foods, something shifted. I was waking up maybe once during the night, sometimes not at all. And not only that, I felt less bloated, lighter somehow. My mornings became easier. Plus, and this really surprised me, my blood sugar numbers were steadier. Less up and down. Less of that mid-afternoon crash. It was like my body was just happier, calmer, working the way it was supposed to. Looking back, I feel kind of frustrated that no one ever explained how important this vitamin is. Not just for colds, but for overall health, for your bladder, your kidneys, your blood sugar. It's so simple, and yet most people don't know. We've been taught to ignore these things and just accept that getting older means suffering. But no, your body is always trying to heal. You just have to get the right tools. And vitamin C? Oh, it's one of the easiest and tastiest tools you'll ever find. Number 3, vitamin A. If I'm being totally honest, vitamin A was probably the last thing I ever thought about when it came to my bladder or my blood sugar. I used to think, isn't that just for your eyes? You know, the old eat carrots to see better advice. But wow, was I wrong. When I started digging deeper, I found something that really opened my eyes. Vitamin A isn't just about vision. It actually protects something really important inside us. The lining, the inner walls of our bladder and urinary tract. Imagine it like the tiles in your bathroom. If those tiles are cracked or worn out, water leaks everywhere. The same happens inside our body when the protective lining gets weak. I started realizing that maybe my bladder wasn't just being annoying. Maybe it was struggling because the walls that hold everything together were inflamed or damaged. And guess what? Without enough vitamin A, that lining gets thinner, weaker, and more vulnerable. That's when bacteria sneak in. That's when irritation happens. That's when your bladder starts sending you that annoying signal. Hey, time to go again. Even if there's barely anything there. It blew my mind how something so simple could cause such a big problem in daily life. So, how do you get more vitamin A? Well, the good news is it's delicious. I started adding more sweet potatoes to my meals. Just bake one, add a little olive oil and a pinch of salt. It's heaven. Carrots? Oh, yeah, raw, cooked doesn't matter. I started munching on them almost every day. Spinach became my new best friend too, especially sauteed with garlic. And you know what surprised me? Even things like butternut squash and mango are loaded with vitamin A. My plate started looking so colorful, and honestly, my body started feeling the difference. A couple of weeks into this change, something pretty amazing happened. Not only was I getting up less at night, sometimes not at all, but that constant low-grade discomfort I used to feel during the day, it started fading. I used to always have this weird pressure, like my bladder was never really empty. Gone. Just gone. And here's the bonus. My blood sugar became easier to control. I wasn't getting those wild swings that made me tired, cranky, or dizzy. Everything felt smoother, calmer. It's like my body finally took a deep breath. It still blows my mind that nobody talks about this. We've been trained to think that getting older means more pills, more suffering, and more frustration. But the truth? Your body isn't broken. It's just missing some of the basic building blocks it needs to work right. And vitamin A, it's one of those blocks. Stronger bladder, better kidney function, smoother blood sugar, all from foods that are tasty, affordable, and easy to add to your daily life. Once I saw the change, there was no going back. Number 2, vitamin D. Now this one, oh boy. Vitamin D was a total game changer for me. And I've got to confess something. For most of my life, I had no clue how important it really was. I always thought of vitamin D as the sunshine vitamin, and that was it. Never once did anyone tell me that it plays a huge role in how my bladder works, or how my body controls water, or even how my blood sugar behaves. But when I started learning, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. Suddenly, all those random problems, the nighttime bathroom runs, the stiff joints in the morning, the constant fatigue, started to make sense. You see, vitamin D isn't just about bones. It acts like a traffic cop inside your body, helping to regulate hormones, including the ones that tell your kidneys when to hold water and when to let it go. If you're low on vitamin D, those signals get mixed up. Your kidneys might dump water too quickly, filling your bladder when you don't actually need to go. And guess what else? Low vitamin D messes with your insulin, too. That's right. Poor blood sugar control and bladder issues often go hand in hand. And no one told me that for years. It felt like I was solving a mystery about my own body. The best part? Fixing it wasn't complicated. I started spending a little more time outside, just 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight on my arms and face, especially in the morning. But I also turned to food. Fatty fish like salmon became a regular part of my meals. I even started enjoying canned sardines, which, I'll be honest, I never thought I'd like, but now I love them. Then there's eggs, especially the yolks, and mushrooms, particularly the ones labeled as vitamin D enhanced. Oh, and fortified foods like plant-based milks. Simple stuff. Nothing fancy. And let me tell you, the difference was real. Within a few weeks of focusing on vitamin D, my sleep started changing. I wasn't waking up every 2 or 3 hours like before. Sometimes, I slept straight until dawn without a single trip to the bathroom. My energy during the day improved too. No more dragging myself around like I had weights on my feet. And my blood sugar? Steadier. Less spikes. Less crashes. It felt like my body was finally learning how to work smoothly again. Calm. Balanced. Looking back, I wonder why nobody talks about this. It's so simple and yet so powerful. We've been taught to believe that constant fatigue, poor sleep, and bladder issues are just normal after a certain age. But it's not true. Your body isn't broken. It's missing pieces. And vitamin D? It's one of the most important pieces there is. A little sunshine, a few delicious foods, and your body starts remembering how to feel good again. Trust me, it's never too late to make this shift. Number 1, vitamin B6. If there's one vitamin that truly surprised me on this journey, it's vitamin B6. I had no idea how much it could change my life. Honestly, I didn't even know what it really did before all this. Nobody talks about it. But when I started reading more, something clicked. I kept seeing the same message. Vitamin B6 supports your nerves, including the nerves that control your bladder. And when those nerves are calm and working right, guess what? No more constant bathroom trips in the middle of the night. That hit me hard. I thought, wait, could this really be part of the solution? And let me tell you, it absolutely was. I learned that when your body doesn't get enough B6, it's like the communication lines between your brain, bladder, and kidneys get fuzzy. Your bladder gets confused. It thinks it's full when it's not. Or it can't fully relax, which means you feel that urge again and again, even when there's barely anything there. Plus, and this blew my mind, B6 plays a big role in helping balance blood sugar. It supports how your body uses insulin and processes sugar. And as I learned throughout this journey, blood sugar and bladder issues are way more connected than anyone ever told me. So, where did I find vitamin B6? Oh, this part was fun. I started adding more bananas to my day. Super easy, right? One in the morning or as an afternoon snack. I also got hooked on eating chickpeas, whether in salads, roasted as a crunchy snack, or blended into hummus. Chicken and turkey became regulars on my dinner plate because they're great sources too. And something I hadn't eaten in years? Tuna, packed with B6. I made tuna salads, tuna sandwiches, you name it. I even discovered that potatoes, yes, simple old potatoes, are full of B6. It was like my kitchen became my pharmacy. And the changes, oh, they were real. After a couple of weeks of consistently eating these foods, I noticed my nights getting quieter. I went from waking up 3 or 4 times, down to maybe once, and then some nights, not at all. It felt like winning the lottery, honestly. I started waking up actually feeling rested. No more dragging my feet. No more foggy mornings. No more grumpy half-asleep trips to the bathroom. And the cherry on top, my blood sugar started behaving. Less highs, less lows, just steady, calm energy that lasted through the day. Sometimes I look back and shake my head. How could something so simple, something as basic as a vitamin, have such a big impact on my life? And yet, it did. No pills, no expensive treatments, no complicated routines. Just real, everyday foods that help my body remember how to work the way it was designed to. And the best part? Anyone can do this. It's not too late. Your body is always trying to heal. You just have to give it the tools. And vitamin B6? Oh yeah, it's one of the best tools you'll ever find. Looking back, I can honestly say that this journey changed everything for me. For years, I thought waking up at night was just a part of aging, something I had to accept like wrinkles or gray hair. But the truth? It wasn't age. It was my body asking for help. My nerves, my bladder, my kidneys, even my blood sugar were all struggling quietly in the background. And I didn't realize that something as simple as a few key vitamins could be the missing link. I wasn't broken. My body wasn't giving up. It was just running low on the right fuel. I still remember how helpless I used to feel, standing in the bathroom at 2 a.m., half asleep, wondering, why me? But now, those nights feel like a distant memory. I go to bed, and most nights, I stay asleep. No more constant bathroom trips. No more dragging my feet through the day, exhausted. And no more roller coaster blood sugar, making me feel like I'm on edge all the time. It feels like my body is finally working with me, not against me. And the best part? It didn't take magic. It wasn't about chasing some miracle cure. It was simply about giving my body what it had been missing for years. Real foods, simple nutrients, vitamins that support how my body is designed to function. Of course, this isn't a one-size-fits-all. Everyone's body is different. What worked for me might look a little different for you. And that's why, before making any big changes to your diet or considering supplements, it's always smart to talk to a healthcare professional, your doctor, your nutritionist, someone who knows your personal health situation. It's always better to be safe, informed, and supported. Because here's the truth that nobody told me before. It's never too late. Your body isn't too old to change. It's not too far gone. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80, your body still responds when you give it the right tools. It starts healing. It starts calming down. You don't have to accept poor sleep, constant bathroom trips, or blood sugar chaos as your new normal. You deserve better. You deserve nights of peaceful sleep and days full of energy and clarity. So if anything I shared today sparked something inside you, don't ignore it. Start small. Add one food. Take one step. Listen to your body. And remember, you are not alone. I was where you are. And if I can change this, you can too. If you found this video helpful, consider giving a like and sharing it with someone you care about. And remember to subscribe, because this journey toward better health, we're just getting started together.